Alright guys, we are back with some more Bleach Brave Souls. I know it's been a minute since we've been on the Brave Souls, but I figured now with the anniversary being live, it would be a better time than ever to do a showcase for a unit that really I've been waiting for since I started playing the game. And this is the true Shikai version of ICHIGO. The 8th anniversary they're calling him, but this is basically him from the 1,000-Year Blood War. I'm sure if you guys are caught up with the anime at this point, you know that this is the version that we see at the end of Core 1. And moving forward, you know, he has the 2 Zanpakuto, and that is kind of what you're going to be seeing. So we have him here at 1 out of 5. Got lucky and pulled him on the free step, but that's not why we're here. I wanted to showcase him without dupes and kind of just go forward. Maybe we do get lucky by the end of the anniversary and we have more than one copy in him, but for now we only have one. So let's break down what this guy is doing, and then we will take him into a solo event and then run a little bit of co-op. Unfortunately, last night when it was the Inheritance Trial for Power, the servers were basically unplayable, so we have to do extreme co-op, but nonetheless, we will be able to kind of get the point. So, looking at what this guy does, so we have Sprinter +1, pretty basic stuff, poise and read all affiliation dodges. Read all affiliation dodges can be nice in a vacuum when you're doing something like Senkaimon, or you're running like the scroll event for the limited time power-up quests and stuff like that. Enemies that dodge can be really frustrating because you could bring like the most cracked out unit in the world, but it's still not going to matter because of the dodging, and you just have to sit there and wait until the attacks hit if you don't have like a bonus ability on them or something like that. So all affiliation gets rid of that issue. We have increased strong attack damage. I believe that is coming from my accessory. We have devastation at 60%, reduced strong attack cooldown at 50%, and then we have full stamina damage boost at 86%, including a couple links as well as the bonus ability that I put on him with the 25%. We have shared complete status immunity at 100%, so that way when you are running on like the battlefield and stuff like that, if there's like a fire trap, a poison trap, freeze, anything like that, you will be able to avoid it because you have this shared immunity. You can sit in it and kind of not have to worry about where you are on the battlefield. We have Havoc plus 20% as well as Frenzy plus 3. So Frenzy plus 3 is where things get extremely interesting, because with Frenzy plus 3, this is the first character that we've seen that has this. So if you guys don't know how Frenzy works, when he does like a strong attack, instead of the like the damage proccing only once when you hit him with it or hit the enemy with it, it's going to go on an additional 3 times. So you're essentially getting 4 counts of damage. So it's like if you see a hit that's only like 10k, that really means it's about 40k because it's hitting 3 more times. So that is extremely, extremely, extremely valuable. Frenzy plus 3 is honestly why this unit doesn't have a gazillion other abilities, in my opinion. They kind of were scared to give him like all the things that White gets because of this Frenzy plus 3. Now, could you argue you'd rather have Frenzy plus 2 and some more innate abilities? Maybe, but that's beside the point. We have Debilitator for 5 seconds. We have increased status ailment chance against technique attribute enemies. Sounds pretty you know, easy to understand. The weaken and drain that he inflicts is on you know, increase when we are on type advantage. And then we have weaken defense, typical for a strong attack or you know, an SP main build that you're going to be running like a main and guild quest and using all the time. Weaken defense is a great bonus ability. We have poise break except for brave battles, and then we have sharpshooter, so that way he ignores melee or range resistance. Then we also have increase or hit hidden enemies at 100%. So again, enemies under the ground, enemies that you can't, like, you know, like the little black shadows that run around and like the Soul Society that poison you and stuff like that. Not gonna have to worry about this guy because he treats every enemy as the same. He does not discriminate, you can say. Looking at what all of his abilities do, his normal attack strings and all 3 of his strong attacks have drain as well as weaken chances to proc and inflict on the enemy, and then we have the vortex and strong attack 2. So very, very good unit here. If we want to look at the build that I have on him, it's going to be a little bit different over in the PvE side of things. But basically what I have on him is a T-set for the 80% SP. We have a fortification pill as well as a lieutenant's badge just to max out the SP and strong attack damage that we are getting. And then we also have Renji for his strong attack damage as well as his full stam. We have Chad for the same thing, and then I do believe in the in like a separate run we would probably change this to something else. This was just mainly for the SP stat, but we will be changing this to another like double soul trait. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and hop into a PvE event, and then we'll go over to a co-op event. So bear with me while I go load up the event. Okay, so we are now over in the point event. You know, that sounds funny, but the ultra stage, so these enemies are going to be level 200. We'll do a times 10 boost just to make sure that we get everything that we need. But here you guys can see with the build, we did change out the 5-year ICHIGO for this Ulquiorra. Just wanted to have a little bit more recharge time as well as strong attack damage. So without further ado, we will go into this showcase without support, so that way there are no artificial buffs coming for anybody. And this is just the nothing but ICHIGO's damage himself. So this is how he's going to look with nothing but the you know, abilities we've given ourselves, right? Oop. Sorry about that. So first thing we want to kind of do is open up that vortex, and you're already seeing like hits for like 21,000 and stuff like that. So that is a good start. And you guys can see just by standing here, right? Like you can, that's all you got to do sometimes is literally just put out this vortex and look at all this damage he's doing and look how many times these are hitting, right? Just kind of sit here and then he just kind of does the work for you, right? That's the making of a good unit when, you know, you can just do something like this and he's just going to do his thing, do all the damage, and you just can sit here and let him do his thing, right? But after this, we'll kind of take a look at what he would be doing damage-wise without doing strong attacks, and you guys can see he is still inflicting. If you guys watch for the green plus... I got hit with that, but that's a good thing, because now you can see how quickly we can heal it right back up, right? I'm just doing nads right now, but then we do one of these, and then what we want to do is pop a vortex, and you guys are seeing that's 2 drains, 3 drains, and every time you see that plus 363, that means we get a drain, so it's another drain. That's probably 5 or 6 right there. And this guy just is going to be taking down these level 200 enemies like it's nothing, right? And especially when you see him in like the inheritance trial and stuff like that, just really, you're not going to have any issues with this guy whatsoever. Just with everything that he is doing, damage-wise, healing-wise, there's just so much utility to this guy's bringing to the table. And really with that frenzy plus 3, damage is never going to be an issue, right? It's like, sure, he's not gonna, his hits aren't going to be like 20, like, you know, 350,000 or anything like that, but he's still going to be putting up very impressive numbers. And even when he takes a hit like this, there's really no reason to panic because he's going to get that full stamina right back. So it's like, there we go. And then we also have a beam on strong attack 1, a vortex on strong attack 2, and just the draining ability, the weakening ability. I just really like everything that this unit is bringing to the table. I think that he really is, like, I'm not going to say underrated, but he is like really, I think, you know, you can't downplay how effective this unit can be. But let's go ahead and do the soul bomb here, just so we make sure that we do have it in the video, and then we will move on to a co-op event. I just want to make sure that we have it before we load this up. So let's go ahead and get into that. Okay, I have the assistance of a friend here now with me, but we are going to be taking a look at the extreme co-op with a little bit of support coming from Yumichika. Is a good power support going forward. So if you guys are running this Ichigo in like a PvE setup and you happen to have this Butler Yumichika, I would recommend running next to him because he gives movement speed buff as well as some other kind of like damage support that he's going to be giving to Ichigo. So for single player, I ran him by himself, but for co-op, I brought some assistance. So let's go ahead and take a look. The build that you are seeing is basically the same exact thing. Nothing has changed whatsoever, and everything is going to be smooth, I would imagine. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop in. Now, with co-op, things can be a little bit tricky. Lag can persist, so if it doesn't look perfect, it should be okay. But nonetheless, we will try and get through this and just kind of see how things look, right? It's, I think, you know, I wish I would have been able to, you know, take care of this myself earlier, but you guys are going to see here that this Ichigo, just like even in like the co-op setting, is still not playing around, right? Like with everything that he's inflicting and like all these different things, it's really hard to deal with this guy because even if you hit him, he's still bringing the drain to the table, right? Where it's like, it doesn't matter how much damage you do to him, as long as he's not dead, he's going to be able to heal it back, right? So it's like, you guys are seeing just the sheer amount of drains that we were putting up with him. It's kind of ridiculous, right? So, you know, just kind of knowing the spawns on this is helpful, but, you know, there's really just nothing these bosses can do and makes to make this guy look, you know, anything like a challenge, right? And it's going to be very similar to what you're going to see in the inheritance trial, right? Now, I will kind of like full disclosure, it is going to be a little bit more tricky in there because of the iron skin, which has always been a bit of a problem. But I mean, you guys are seeing by himself, and like I said, I have my friend running support, but they aren't doing anything. Like, they're just chilling back here, right? And just natting the wall, so to speak. And like, it's not an issue. Like, they're not helping me. I deliberately told them, like, hey, just chill in the back, I'll take care of everything, and we'll see what happens, right? And like you guys are seeing, even when I take hits, it doesn't matter because I just heal it right back, right? Like, what is Renji supposed to do when he hits me for 2 damage because I weakened him, and then I hit him 3 times for 363,000 a pop? So again, taking a look at this, we go boom real quick. Let this vortex kind of clear this out, right? Like, how much is this vortex going to do on its own? Like, with a little bit of extra damage, right? Not too much you can do about it, right? don't know what happened. My game froze or something. But there you go. So you guys can see that this Ichigo, he's bringing a lot to the table, and it's kind of ridiculous, all the things that he's doing. But let's, I mean, with all that being said, right, it's, sure, maybe if you're looking at, like, kind of like the core value, it's not white, right? He doesn't have the 80% status ailment buff. He doesn't have the 60% additional damage on the laceration, right? But what this guy does is super important, because if you look at him, he is a very similar version of what 6-year Aizen is bringing to the table, but he's a bit more modern with some different things. Aizen does not have complete status immunity. Aizen does not have Frenzy +3. There's so many different, like, kind of intangible things that a unit like this that comes out 2 years later brings with power creep. That just really helps, right? Aizen does not read all affiliation dodges. Aizen does not have every single one of these things. They have very similar traits with the full stamina damage boost, but again, Frenzy +3, the increased status ailment chance, Poise Break, Sharpshooter, it's just, this Ichigo, I think, brings a lot to the table, so you definitely cannot underplay him, but as someone who is such a fan of this form of Ichigo, I am super excited that this guy is in the game and as good as he is. So 8th anniversary Ichigo at 1 out of 5. Just wanted to showcase him at the T20 level. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy, and enjoy the Brave Souls 8th anniversary. Maybe I'll see you guys again on this channel. Maybe I won't, but have a great day, everybody.